Well, it's another week. I've done a video in ages, and I've been kind of doing other stuff. And the thing to me that was really on my mind was that eclipse. And Monday, I saw the partial, because in Oregon it was a partial eclipse. And I was at the school, and then kids got to see it through their eclipse glasses, and it hasn't dawned on them that the next one that strikes North America won't be here for another 21 years, unless they go overseas, especially if they go to Australia. They're supposed to get something like 4 in the next decade or so, 4 of those solar eclipses. So it was still spectacular. I saw the annular one. I think I talked about that last fall, and that was visible through the fog, and it was just awesome. And of course the one in 2017, which the totality centered in Salem, Oregon, and in the rest of that path. But we had something like 93% totality here in Southern Oregon, and it went twilight, since there was still a little bit of daylight. So it was still pretty spectacular. I was up on Table Rock, hiked up there to the upper Table Rock, and got a view of the eclipse there. But it's kind of sobering, because I'm probably not going to be around in 2020, 2044, 2045. You never know. But the way I feel with some of the shit going on in this family and stuff, yeah, I don't know. And whether I'm going to make it that far. My physical health is getting a little bit better. I went on a wildflower hike today, and I also I'm going to another hike in the Illinois Valley, a couple of short hikes on Friday. I took the day off there. But yeah, the eclipse, I think, is one of those things that, you're in awe of it. It was like those redwoods, and just how absolutely insignificant a person is. When you compare it to nature, it's truly a sobering experience, as I've said. And yeah, I know there was this, one of the things I wish these so-called, these gender critical people, they really need to just quit. They need to be focusing on things that are a lot more urgent than this. They really do. And of course, this is UK, so the UK people can do whatever. But I don't care to see articles or over it posts that just focus so much on the UK, because that's a totally different situation there than what we've got here. What we've got here is dire shit with abortion and reproductive rights and all of that. And it should win it for the Democrats in the fall. Nobody cares about this crap. As much as the naive think it's going to do anything, it's not going to do shit. Nobody wants that damn psychopathic asshole in there to totally ruin the country. And with his think tanks and shit like the Heritage Foundation with that Project 2025 that would absolutely destroy the United States as we know it and turn it into a theocratic government. Oh, but they care about sex-based rights. They don't give a shit about it. It's a wedge issue. It's time that women wake the hell up, especially younger women that haven't had the life experience or the political knowledge to know it's all a wedge issue. They don't give a damn about it. They never did. They never will. And as I said, women need to quit these whatever. They need to quit focusing. American gender critical people need to quit focusing on the UK and all that stuff, because it has nothing to do with the crap that we're getting here in this country. And Oh yeah, and oh yeah, there was one that was talking about how they passed the Women's Bill of Rights, which is a bill of bullshit, as Catherine Acosta pointed out on her Substack post. And it's total crock of shit. They figure this is better than ERA. No, it's not. No, it's not. Not at all. Oh, it defines the sexes. Well, everybody knows what the sexes are. Okay, this trans shit is just about done. And, you know, I've said repeatedly, Dobbs has pretty much put a stake through it. It's pretty much put a stake through it. Because this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where women's rights really are bedrock. Because if women don't have control over their reproductive rights, their reproduction, none of the rest of the shit matters. It ain't going to matter if you have a sex-based sports or anything, because you're not going to be allowed to have any of that. You're not going to be allowed any of that. You're not going to be allowed anything in the public sphere. It's going to be all reverting back to 1950s and before, where you had few or no rights. Because let me tell you, these religious nutters want a return of coverture, and I've talked about coverture. They want a return to that in some pathetic hope that the birth rates will go up, the white birth rate. But it's not going to happen. You know, I've said it's not ever going back to that, because women will just, they're saying no to all of it. They're saying no to all of it, and men are mad about it, because the women are getting fewer and fewer that'll put up with their shit. And, you know, it's getting back to that Women's Bill of Rights. It's just, like I said, it's a bill of goods. It's just a bunch of bullshit. And put forward by useful idiots that call themselves feminist groups that are in cahoots with anti-feminist groups. And the anti-feminist groups are the ones that are co-opting feminist rhetoric, but they're doing it in order to further women's inferiority. So it's all bullshit. ERA is what is needed, because that would actually help with combat discrimination, where Women's Bill of Rights, hell, hey, it just gives a green light to discriminate. So anyway, enough of that crap. But of course, Arizona has been in the news because the Supreme Court there decided to uphold the 19th century anti-abortion statutes. So women are just breeding stock in Arizona. Unless, of course, they pass some kind of law there, the voters, to reinstate abortion rights, reproductive rights. And Donald Trump, as everybody knows, he's made a jackass out of himself further by, by trying to talk out of both sides of his mouth and saying he doesn't support a ban, but he's the one fucking responsible for Roe v. Wade being overturned in the first place. He's the one responsible, and anybody that votes for that man is a fucking idiot. And I don't give a shit. And that goes double and triple and quadruple if you throw your vote away for RFK Jr. The only one is Biden. Like him or not, that's the only goddamn alternative you've got. And if you're not voting for him, you're voting for Trump. And you're voting for evil. You're voting for fascism. And I mean, there is no way around that. And we live in a two-party system. Either Trump's going to get in there or Biden will be reelected. That's your choice. And no, the tranny issue is not on par with reproductive rights. It's serious, and definitely with the kids. But, you know, as I said, that's all petering out. All that stuff's petering out. And what's really important is being able to control your fertility. And in my case, I'm way past that. being affected by that, but I've got great-great-grandnieces. I guess it's great-grandnieces. God, I don't know. Great-grandnieces that have hit puberty. And and they're in Idaho. What kind of world are they going to come into if they don't have the right to that? That's scary shit. So everybody that cares about women's rights, they better be concerned about this damn thing. And there was an ad that the Biden campaign came out with, and I'll link all this stuff. You know, I don't feel like flipping from article to article, but he talked, it wasn't him, but was talking about a woman that had almost died of sepsis because she was forced to carry a pregnancy to term, and the fetus had already died. And that was a pretty powerful message. But yeah, I fully expect Biden to get reelected. But you know, there are people out there that are pretty damn stupid politically, and I have no tolerance for it. I don't give a damn if you call yourself a feminist or you're not a feminist. If you vote for Trump or vote third party, you're not any of that. And then they'll say, well, how come they didn't put it in there already? How come? Well, you have to have 60 votes in the damn Senate to avoid the cloture, in order to shut down any possible filibuster. So the votes aren't there to codify Roe v. Wade. So don't put that phony baloney argument in there. Don't put it in there. And anyway, let's see what else. Oh, I was watching the Donna Reed show. You know, I've been kind of watching the season 5, and I'm enjoying it quite a bit. And I'm kind of taking my time with it because Sony, I think, owns the rights to seasons 6 through 8. They haven't released it on DVD. I don't know if they ever will. But apparently 1 through 5, I don't know if it's the estate of Donna Reed or who it is, but all the first 5 seasons are in there. So it's actually a pretty good show. But so I've been doing that and reading that book called The Turnaway Study. That's pretty interesting. That was published, I think, 4 years ago, and it compared women who had gotten abortions, how they fared, versus women who were turned away from having abortions. And not surprisingly, the ones who were turned away fared worse in a number of ways compared to the women who were able to obtain abortions. But anyway, I think that's about all I've got to say. I'm just going to sit here and watch more, I think, more replays of the Eclipse, because I can't get enough of that. It was something. We had that going through all the main cities, the ones in Mexico, Kerrville, Texas, and then this was through NASA, and then Dallas, and then Russellville, Arkansas, and then Carbondale, Illinois, and Indianapolis, Indiana, and Columbus, Ohio, and then up to New York, and then up to Maine. And it was really something how that was. But anyway, I'm done rambling. That's it.